Big Oil's got a new enemy.
It used to be that you just had to get the finance and then clear the myriad government hurdles between you and an operating oil and gas field. Now there's a new obstacle just before the finishing line.
Oi, oi.
Activists are using the civil courts to stop the resources sector in its tracks.
Happy learned how to putt. Uh-oh.
The latest victim is Australian fossil fuel recalcitrant Santos, which is itching to start work on a $5.8 billion gas project in the Northern Territory. The federal court has issued an order that stops Santos building an underwater pipeline for fear it would disturb areas of cultural significance to traditional owners. Tiwi Islander Simon Munkara argued that the pipeline would intersect with the submerged Crocodile Man songline and also disconnect the Tiwi Islanders from the rainbow serpent known as Ampegi.
You look sceptical.
I look confused. I don't understand why songlines and dreaming tracks will be disturbed by a pipeline that's 7 kilometres off the coast in water up to 250 metres deep. But I suspect we probably wouldn't let Santos run a gas pipe under the Vatican, so let's afford the ancient belief system that underpins this injunction the same respect. Let's face it, an underwater crocodile man is just as believable as the existence of a being that's Father, Son and Holy Ghost all at the same time, and capable of rising from the dead after 3 days.
You listen here! He's not the Messiah! He's a very naughty boy! Now go away!
Courts don't hand out injunctions that easily.
Environmentalists and Indigenous rights campaigners have always been able to apply for court protection, but generally haven't because it's really expensive.
Who's funding it now?
The very actively named Environmental Defenders Office. They're ponying up cash and lawyers, which means these injunctions have quickly become common. They are the air fryers of the legal world.
I've got a reputation to maintain.
Where do they get their money from?
From the constantly, often unwittingly generous Australian taxpayer.
The government.
Yes, the government, which recently paid a lot of Commonwealth lawyers to ensure Santos's development of the Barossa gas fields near the Tiwi Islands was legally sound, is now paying other lawyers to stop Santos developing the Barossa gas field near the Tiwi Islands on the grounds it is not legally sound.
Right.
That doesn't make sense.
Apparently we're getting good value out of the solicitors at the EDO because they're very efficient at subverting the resources industry. That's the same resources industry which pays the royalties and taxes which the government sends to the Environmental Defenders Office. If you find this situation a farcical waste of money worthy of a plotline in Utopia, you'd be completely f***ing right.
To get your head around what a great scheme this is.
What happens to Barossa now?
Federal Court Justice Natalie Charlesworth has ordered that installation of 2/3 of the 260-kilometre pipe be halted until January 15. So Kevin Gallagher, that's Santos's boss, is going to have neither a Merry Christmas nor a Happy New Year.
I feel bad for him now.
F*** him.
Santos and the TOs have 7 weeks to thrash out a compromise or they'll be back in court halfway through January.
An expensive process.
Not just because lawyers charge in 6-minute blocks.
Thank you.
Santos reckons the delay is costing it $1 million a day. Barossa isn't the only gas project on ice because of civil action. Woodside's ginormous Scarborough development off the coast of the Pilbara is also tangled up in a court order. The federal court has binned the approval of seismic work that is a critical precursor to the $19 billion development. This is work that had been approved by the National Offshore Petroleum Safety and Environmental Management Authority.
Yeah, it's catchy. It's catchy.
NOPSEMA is our lead agency on these matters, so Woodside thought it was locked and loaded. Then traditional custodian Raylene Cooper successfully argued that she hadn't been properly consulted.
No.
About the company's plans.
And Raylene is represented by...
the Environmental Defenders Office, of course.
Will they be happy with this headline?
Yes, they would. Part of the Parmelia gas pipeline, which runs from the midwest of WA through Perth to the upper southwest, is being primed to carry up to 110,000 tonnes of hydrogen a year.
Oh, the humanity!
Wesfarmers wants the H2 for its Kwinana ammonia plant, which has just been given approval to upscale by 300,000 tonnes.
What type of hydrogen?
So many to choose from. They want the H2 in the Parmelia pipe to be green. The hydrogen is to be created by zapping water with electricity generated by renewable sources. But
Here we go.
Commercial scale green...
Hydrogen hasn't been produced anywhere yet.
Yes. Twiggy's on the case though. And he's not going to let... Is he growing a beard?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Oh, the humanity!
He's not going to let a pesky thing like physics deter the executives at Fortescue Metals. He's going to let shareholders deter the executives instead. FMG's just been hit with a first strike from stockholders who reckon the board and senior management are getting paid too much. former CEO Elizabeth Gaines and former CFO Ian Wells were due a type of bonus called a one-off special recognition payment.
How much we talking?
$2 million for Liz and a bit over $1 million for Ian.
It's a lot of quiche. You know? Like a cake.
Okay for walking around money, but chump change compared with the cost of a delayed pipeline.
This is bigger than I expected.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
I'm Ben Harvey.
Two young girls, they mattered to people.
There's unexpected turns and unexpected results.